It's been nearly 8 years since the first Red Faction franchise game saw the light. Now the third game of the series, called Red Faction Guerrilla, is set to be released in June, and we already had an opportunity to play a small part of the game. Will this be the new Red Faction game worth the wait? Well, in Guerrilla, you play as the protagonist, Alec Mason. You arrive on the planet Mars in order to start a new life. However, you will soon find out that the oppressive Earth Defense Force is putting you on a tough spot. The Earth Defense Force, the allies in the original Red Faction, has become the main antagonist of Guerrilla. The organization has turned to kidnapping people and putting them in forced work camps for their own profit. They also have the whole planet Mars under their control and keep a sharp eye on everything.
What's up, everybody?
You arrived on Mars as our liberators, the Earth Defense Force, guardians of humanity's next frontier. But instead of freeing the citizens of Mars, you imprisoned them.
Your task is the revolution against the EDF organization through rebellious tactics and strategic destruction. In the demo, you start with the execution of a rebellious plan. You'll need to steal the walker of the EDF because it otherwise will be used against you. You'll notice the dynamic atmosphere of the game when you start playing. The whole big open world environment is populated by EDF outposts, friendly territories, and several scattered cities and towns. Guerrilla is a third-person shooter, but the game is not only about shooting. The most traditional aspect of the original is the experience of blowing up buildings, bridges, and cars, thanks to the Geo-Mod 2.0 engine that the developer Volition has used to explode the buildings and other objects on a very beautiful and realistic way. The developers even went as far to say that the games after Guerrilla will have some disappointment in that area, because there you can't destroy as many objects as the original. Each building in the game world can be destroyed without any exception. It doesn't matter whether a building is associated with a mission or not. By destroying a building, bridge, or vehicle, it makes things easier or harder for you to achieve a certain mission. Each building seems to exist in thousands of little pieces which all move separately. All buildings are destroyed in pieces in a natural way when you let them blow up. In the demo, you're asked to blow up some buildings of the EDF so the oppressed rebels will retreat to a safe location. The destruction of everything we came across was very good, though there were still some problems with blowing up cars, but we think these problems can be resolved before the game releases. Although blowing up different objects is very beautiful and very fun. We can't forget the shooting parts, of course, as the players can choose out of 4 different weapons to use, which you can pick up from enemies or get from weapons boxes. The choice of the weapons is quite wide. You can choose from normal rifles and pistols to missile launchers and even tools. The year is 2120, so you can just imagine what type of fun weapons of mass destruction are now at your fingertips. If this is how it sounds on Mars, it would be very serene. In the game, it sounds at least beautiful. The shooting sounds good, but you'll notice the less attention has been devoted to the weapons than the explosions. Because if you let a building collapse with a huge explosion, you'll certainly be on the edge of your seat. The soundtrack to the game during the main menu is certainly right. In the game you hear it less though, but that's not really a downside. The graphics are very good, the environments of Mars look stunning, and the buildings of the planet look awesome, while some of the movements of the walkers seem pretty weird. Still, the game's overall presentation looks great. Volition succeeded in making a realistic representation of the planet Mars. The small part that we've played of Guerrilla looks good and plays very well. The explosions in the game are certainly something we have never seen this realistic in any game whatsoever before. If Volition succeeds in fixing a few minor bugs, then this game will definitely succeed. Fans have waited a long time, and hopefully this game will not disappoint them.